Welcome to the Deep Dive from the Botcast channel. We're all about taking complex stuff, big ideas, important books, and really breaking them down so you can get a solid handle on them.
Giving you that shortcut to being genuinely informed.
Exactly. And today we are diving deep, really deep into a book that's changed millions of lives financially, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Our goal here is pretty simple. Pull out the most powerful, actionable insights so you walk away knowing the core principles inside and out.
Yeah, and what's interesting right off the bat is how Ramsey himself frames it. He's very clear this book is not supposed to be some, high-level financial theory.
Right. He says it's not sophisticated.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's designed to be simple, direct. It's really a call to do something with a step-by-step plan meant to, give hope and produce real change pretty quickly for families.
And that focus on doing versus just knowing is key, isn't it? He hammers that point home. Winning with money is like 80% behavior.
And only 20% head knowledge.
Yeah. He basically says the biggest problem is usually staring back at you in the mirror.
He does. And he's also quite open about criticism. He almost invites it.
Yeah. He sees it as proof he's hitting a sensitive spot, something that needs addressing for change to happen. He quotes Aristotle, doesn't he?
He does. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. It shows his mindset.
And his own qualification isn't some fancy degree. He's famous for saying he has a PhD in DUMB.
Ah, right. Because he went broke.
Twice.
And then used these exact same principles to build wealth. So, okay, let's get into it. Where does this makeover begin?
Well, before you even get to the steps, the baby steps, Ramsey insists you got to tackle the mental game first.
The hurdles.
Exactly. He highlights three big ones: ignorance, denial, and that pressure to keep up appearances.
Moving up with the Joneses.
That old chestnut, yeah. And his point about ignorance is interesting. He says nobody's born knowing this stuff.
Right. We're just not taught personal finance, generally speaking. So for him, ignorance isn't about being unintelligent.
It's just not having the know-how, which means, anyone can learn it.
Precisely. And then there's denial. That's a big one.
He paints a pretty vivid picture there, like being financially fat but acting like everything's fine.
Yeah, faking it till you make it, except you don't make it. Until often some big life event happens as a layoff, maybe a health issue.
And boom, reality hits. Knocks the denial right out of you, as he puts it.
It does. Which kind of leads to a fundamental question. Why do so many smart people end up in financial messes?
What's the psychology there?
Well, Ramsey's take is pretty stark. He says the pain of staying where you are financially has to become greater than the pain of actually changing.
The tipping point.
Exactly. It taps into that human desire for instant gratification. Wanting things now. He links that to immaturity, actually.
Whereas delaying gratification is a sign of maturity.
Right. He uses the Three Little Pigs story, remember? Building the straw or twig house is fast, easy.
Quick gratification.
But they fall down. Building the brick house, that takes work.
But it stands up to the storm, a solid financial foundation.
That's the analogy. Build the brick house.
Okay, so confront the denial, understand the pain-pleasure principle. Then what? He seems to really focus on busting myths.
Oh, absolutely. A huge chunk of the book is dedicated to debunking common money myths, things we're just told over and over again.
Like the big one, debt is a tool. You hear that everywhere.
Everywhere. But Ramsey just flat out rejects it. He argues it adds massive risk and, frankly, rarely leads to real prosperity for the average person.
He quotes the Bible on that one, right? Proverbs.
Yeah, Proverbs 22.7, the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Pretty clear stance. His view is just, there are no shortcuts to building real wealth.
Okay, no shortcuts. What about lending money, to family or friends? Or co-signing a loan? That feels different, more personal.
It feels different, but Ramsey argues the outcome is often damaging. Lending to loved ones. He says it strains, even destroys relationships more often than not.
And cosigner.
He basically says don't ever do it. He argues it's almost a guarantee you'll end up making the payments.
Why? Because the bank knows the original borrower is risky.
Precisely. The bank wants your signature because they don't fully trust the primary borrower. He even quotes Proverbs again. It's stupid to guarantee someone else's loan.
Wow. And it can trash your credit too, right? Even if they just pay late and don't tell you.
Absolutely. It impacts your ability to borrow your financial life based on someone else's actions. It connects back to his view of the FICO score too. He sees it as an I love debt score, measuring how well you play the debt game, not necessarily how financially healthy you are.
Okay, so avoid co-signing. What about those places that offer quick cash? Payday loans, rent-to-own furniture.
Yeah, the easy money options. He labels them predatory, straight up, designed to prey on people who are struggling.
The interest rates must be insane.
Astronomical. Payday loans can work out to like 650% annual interest, rent-to-own, sometimes over 1,800% effective interest. It's designed to keep people trapped.
Financially destructive. Okay, another huge one. Car payments. We're practically raised to think having a car payment is normal.
It's presented as totally normal, yeah, a way of life. But he calls it a massive myth holding people back.
What's his counter-argument?
He points to studies of millionaires. The average millionaire drives a modest car, maybe a couple of years old.
With no payments.
With no payments. And he highlights the depreciation. That new $28,000 car, it loses something like $17,000 in value in the first 4 years.
Ouch. That's like...
He says it's like throwing a $100 bill out the window every week.
That's a visual. And the opportunity cost.
Massive.
Yeah.
He calculates that average car payment, maybe $495 a month, over 64 months. If you invested that same amount from age 25 to 65, assuming a 12% return.
Okay, brace yourself.
It could grow to $5.5 million.
$5.5 million from not having a car payment.
It's a stark illustration of his live like no one else now, so later you can live like no one else philosophy. Sacrifice pays off.
Okay, no car payments, but what about leasing? That sounds smarter, right? Always having a new car, lower payments sometimes.
Another myth he tackles head on. He argues, and consumer advocates generally agree, leasing is the most expensive way to operate a vehicle long term.
Really? More than buying?
Yes, it's like glorified renting. The effective interest rates are often quite high, maybe 14% on average, and the dealers make way more profit on leases.
That tells you something right there. Okay, on to the credit card saga. Myth, you need a credit card to build credit.
This is absolutely central to his philosophy. He says, emphatically, no, you don't. Not if you handle your money responsibly. Otherwise, you can get a mortgage without a FICO score through manual underwriting if you have a history of paying rent, utilities, insurance on time.
So FICO score, the I Love Debt score.
Yeah, because think about what built it. Paying debt back, have different types of debt, how much debt you have. It's all about your relationship with debt. He proudly states his own FICO score is 0.
Because he hasn't borrowed in decades.
Exactly. And the stats he uses are pretty damning. Like 60% of people carry a balance month to month. People spend significantly more, like 47% more using plastic versus cash.
Wow, nearly 50% more.
And maybe the most shocking, nearly 70% of bankruptcy filers point to credit card debt as a major reason.
That's staggering. So, giving one to your teenager to teach responsibility, probably not a good idea in his book.
He calls it a terrible idea, like throwing your teen into a pool of sharks.
Makes sense given the statistics.
Yeah, 88% of college seniors graduate already in credit card debt before they even have a job. Lenders target them aggressively. It's a dangerous game.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of what not to do, a lot of myths busted. What's the actual plan, the total money makeover part?
Right, the positive action plan. He calls it the baby steps.
From the movie, What About Bob?
Exactly. Baby steps. He says you can get anywhere, tackle any huge goal just by taking it one small step at a time.
Like eating an elephant one bite at a time.
That's the idea. And the power, he stresses, is in focusing intensely on one step before moving to the next. Prioritization is key.
And doing them out of order is a mistake.
He strongly advises against it. They build on each other. Skipping ahead can undermine the foundation.
Okay, let's walk through them. Baby step 1.
Baby step 1. Save $1,000 cash. Fast. This is your starter emergency fund.
The rainy day fund.
Because, as he likes to say, it is going to rain. Life happens. $1,000 isn't meant to cover huge disasters.
Right, it's for the small stuff, like a flat tire or the dishwasher breaking.
Exactly, it's Murphy repellent. It stops those small emergencies from forcing you back into debt or derailing your progress. Crucially, it needs to be liquid actual cash or easily accessible savings and kept separate so you don't accidentally spend it.
And if you do spend it,
you pause everything else. No debt reduction, no extra investing. You focus solely on getting that $1,000 back. Replenish it immediately.
Got it. But for established, then what?
Baby step 2.
Baby step 2. Use the debt snowball. This is where you attack all your debt except for your house. Okay, how does the snowball work again? I know you mentioned it briefly.
Right. You list all your non-mortgage debts, credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, from the smallest balance owed to the largest balance owed.
Smallest balance, not highest interest rate.
Correct. Regardless of the interest rate, this is crucial. You make only the minimum required payments on all debts except the one with the smallest balance.
And that smallest one.
You attack it with a vengeance. Every extra penny you can squeeze out of your budget goes towards paying off that smallest debt. You become laser focused.
Sell stuff, work extra hours.
That's the gazelle intensity he talks about. Stop borrowing completely. Find extra income streams. Cut expenses ruthlessly. Pour it all into that smallest debt until it's gone.
Okay, smallest debt is gone. Feels good, I bet.
Huge psychological win. Then you take the entire payment you were making on that now gone debt, the minimum plus all the extra, and you add it to the minimum payment of the next smallest debt.
So the payment amount snowballs?
Exactly. It grows bigger and bigger as you knock out each debt, gaining momentum like a snowball rolling downhill. It's powerful because you see progress quickly, which keeps you motivated.
How long does this usually take?
He says the average person doing this intensely gets consumer debt-free in about 18 months to 2 years.
Wow, that's fast. Okay, debt-free except the house. What's baby step 3?
Baby step 3. Finish the emergency fund. Now you go back to that starter fund and build it up significantly.
How much are we talking now?
Enough to cover 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. So the actual dollar amount varies widely depending on your situation. Could be $5,000, could be $15,000, maybe even $25,000 or more.
And this is for the big emergencies.
Yes. Job loss, major medical event, significant home repair. This fully funded emergency fund is your insurance policy against life's major curveballs. It ensures you never have to go back into debt when disaster strikes.
Okay, that makes sense. Huge peace of mind there. So debt-free, mostly, full emergency fund. Now we're really moving towards wealth building.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you pivot from defense to offense. The next steps are about building serious long-term wealth.
What's baby step 4?
Baby step 4. Invest 15% of your gross household income for retirement.
15%. Okay. Where does he suggest putting that?
Typically, he advises starting with Roth IRAs if you're eligible. Those use after-tax money, but the growth and qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free.
Nice. And after Roth IRAs?
Then move to your workplace retirement plan like a 401k or equivalent, especially if there's an employer match that's free money. He generally recommends investing within these accounts in good growth stock mutual funds with a solid track record.
Okay, mutual funds. Diversify growth. Got it. What's next? Baby step 5.
Baby step 5. Save for your children's college fund. The key here is doing this after you've secured your own retirement savings. Step 4. You put on your own oxygen mask first.
And the goal is paying cash for college.
Ideally, yes. Using things like ESAs, education savings accounts, or 529 plans, also strongly encouraging kids to apply for scholarships, grants, and consider work study. Avoid student loans if at all possible.
Makes sense. Avoid that debt burden. Baby step 6.
Baby step 6, pay off your home mortgage early. This is a big one and sometimes controversial.
Because some people like keeping the mortgage for the tax deduction.
Exactly. But Ramsey calls that bad math. He asks why you'd send, say, $10,000 in interest to the bank just to get maybe $3,000 back from the government.
Good point.
He advocates aggressively paying down the mortgage, ideally using a 15-year fixed-rate loan from the start, and definitely avoiding things like ARMs or balloon payments. The goal is total debt freedom.
Complete freedom. And that leads to the final step.
Yes. Baby step 7, build wealth and give. He calls this the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Universe of Money stage.
Love that.
This is where you're completely debt-free, your investments are growing significantly, your money is working harder than you are.
Living off the returns.
Potentially. He talks about the pinnacle point, when you can comfortably live off about 8% of your investment nest egg each year. You've truly won the money game.
That sounds incredible. So after all that work, all that discipline, what's the ultimate point? What does Ramsey say money is for?
Well, he breaks it down into 3 good uses. Have fun, invest for the future, and give generously.
Fun, invest, give.
And he really emphasizes that giving aspect. He argues that truly healthy, wealthy people, mentally and spiritually, share a deep love of generosity.
He mentions that Secret Santa guy, right?
Larry Stewart, yeah. Gave away millions anonymously over decades. Ramsey believes giving isn't just a nice thing to do. He says it's possibly the most fun you will ever have with money.
Wow. So it's not just about accumulating wealth. It's about what you do with it, the impact you can have.
Exactly. Financial peace isn't just about security. It's about freedom and purpose.
So wrapping this all up, what does this deep dive mean for you listening right now?
Well, it suggests that financial peace, real freedom, it is possible. Yeah. But it clearly takes courage.
Yeah.
It takes looking reality in the eye, maybe making some tough choices.
And having a clear plan. Recognizing that the path most people take might lead to, well, average results, maybe even stress.
But this disciplined path, the focused intensity Ramsey talks about, that can lead somewhere different, somewhere truly free.
Freedom to live differently and maybe even give differently. So if this conversation, this breakdown of the Total Money Makeover has sparked something in you,
Maybe a new idea or just clarified the steps.
then we'd love it if you'd hit that like button. Share this with someone you think might benefit from hearing it.
And definitely drop a comment below. Tell us about your own financial journey, your breakthroughs, or any questions you still have. We'd love to hear from you.